What's up guys, and welcome back to another episode of Career Mode. This is episode number 96, and today we're beginning a brand new season as our second year at the San Siro is about to get underway, and our 7th of the save, coming on the back of what was, would you call it a failure of a first season at the San Siro? Well, it's what the board would have considered it. Just the one trophy, the Europa League 1, and maybe that win over Liverpool might have been the reason I kept my job. So moving into the new season, the board made their feelings clear. We set high standards here at Milan, and last year our pride was damaged. We weren't expecting miracles, but allowing our great rivals Inter to win the league with several games to go and embarrass us in the cup final was not acceptable. The board agreed to give you one more year. We demand a far better season. You represent one of the biggest clubs in the world now. If you can't handle the pressure, we'll find someone else who can. We'll be watching closely. Yeah, I was expecting that. I just about kept my job. I scraped it by winning that Europa League Final over Liverpool to prevent what would have been a trophyless season at Milan in our first year at the San Siro. And moving into the new year, the board haven't exactly made it easy in Season 2 either. The budget is around £90 million. That's not an astronomical amount for a 5-star team. And the objectives this season? Oh my goodness gracious me. Now don't get me wrong, I know AC Milan are one of the biggest clubs in the world with a global fan base, but really? You saw how difficult it was last season? I talked about it. This is a long-term project, an RTG, a rebuild with this AC Milan side. They were on the brink of collapse when we turned up here, but the Milan board don't see it that way. They say we're one of the biggest clubs in the world, regardless of what condition we're in right now. So last season we asked you in the treble, you failed. This season we're asking you to win the treble. Fail again, and that will surely be my head. Yeah, first season back in the Champions League with AC Milan, and we've got to win the treble. They couldn't even get out of the group this year in real life. I know it's a bit different, but even so, man, oh man. Now, don't get me wrong. I think we can have a good showing in the Champions League this year, but it's not my intention to win it. It's not my intention to win the Champions League this year. No way. I said I think it'll take 3 to 4 years to win the league, maybe consecutively, and the Champions League as well. I was not planning to do it in my first 2 seasons, but the board have said if you want to keep your job, that's what you're going to have to do. Now, the only saving grace is knowing that history is on my side here. With Brentford a couple of years ago, in our first year in the Champions League, I wasn't hoping to win it. I was hoping to get to the semis, but we ended up going all the way to claim the silverware. So maybe history could repeat itself. Maybe we could go all the way in our first year in the Champions League. I mean, let's be honest here, it's going to be very tough indeed. So moving to the new season, again, we are a 5-star team. See lots of players on the deals that come at the end of the year, including some big names as well. Callum Hudson-Odoi was given a new contract, but as for Mike, as for Leon, as for our young CM Maya, I've got to be honest here, several of those players, I'm not sure whether they'll be given new deals. And as for Leon Goretzka, last season in the summer window, it was a transfer saga. This year, I think he'll be going. Before our transfer policy this season, we signed some great youngsters on free transfers last year. None better than Timmermans, of course, so do it again. Let's get a couple more Italians in here to help strengthen our Italian core. And also, let's sign a world-class centre-back, shall we? After our defensive woes last season, we were really poor at the back. We shipped 3 goals against Inter Milan in a cup final. We've got to get a better defender this year. So I took that transfer policy on board from the board. Yep, and I said, okay, let's get a world-class centre-half in. Now, this was the guy I wanted, Germain Ledesma. Not sure whose regen he is, but he looks unbelievable at Lyon right now. 21-year-old, 87-rated Spanish centre-half. Unfortunately, with our £90 million, probably a little bit out of our price range for our second season with Milan. But this guy is one of the best in the world at this current point in the game. He's one of the best young centre-halves you can get in this year's FIFA. It's Edmund Tapsoba, the Leverkusen defender who's moved on to PSG in the game. They won the Champions League last year. He's got Champions League winners experience. And if we're going to win it, I could do with a few more players like that. As his deal's not coming at the end of the year, PSG are okay to let him go on a cut price deal. 60 million is all we needed to negotiate with PSG for the Burkina Faso centre-half, and he agrees a 4 or was it 5 year, 150 £1,000 a week contract. 88 rated, 28 years old, in the prime of his career right now. And this is exactly what we needed with AC Milan. A real physically strong, tough centre-back with winner's experience, medium-high work rates, 91 strength, 91 stand tackle, brilliant defensive stats. I think 89 is the, 88, sorry, is the defending stat for the full list of stats combined together. Stamina could be a little bit better, but he's not slow with 81 pace as well. Again, defensively, brilliant defender. Really strong, tall, physical type of player, and he's really going to improve our back line. I don't know if to start him alongside Santos or Kabak. I really like the Turkish centre-half, but Santos is several years younger than Kabak, and he's still growing and doing really nicely as well. Plus, with him being a left-footed player, him as the LCB and then Tapsoba as the RCB, I think playing out from the backs we like to do probably makes more sense. I think Kabak is going to drop to the bench despite being a rating higher than Santos, and Santos and Tapsoba will be our starting CB duo this year. That is a brilliant signing and a bargain as well. And speaking of bargains, oh my god, if you saw the title, you were waiting for this. Guys, I think we've just found Lionel Messi's regen, 19 years old, 83 overall. The Argentine bowed out with a Champions League for PSG last season. His regen has appeared on the free transfer list. And I'm sorry, but it's got to be Messi's regen, surely, because he's got potential to be special. RW, ST, and CF listed positions. 5-star, 5-star, absolutely rapid. Look at the pace this guy's got. 97 acceleration, 98 pace. He's a little bit taller than Lionel Messi, I think. However, whilst he's not left-footed either, I think this guy is definitely Messi's regen. We'll get the attacking work rate up from medium to high. Not too worried about the defensive work rate to begin with. But my question is, despite being 83 overall and just 19 years old, does he start in this team? Because our front four last year was amazing. Timmermans as the creative player, Keenan Hudson-Odoi as the inside forwards, and Rob, who of course, as we know, won the Golden Boot in all three competitions, Serie A, Coppa Italia, and Europa League as well. So, does he start, or does the young, raw, Messi regen come off the bench? I don't know, it's a difficult one because I love Callum Hudson-Odoi, and Keane, as we know, is still developing and turning into a left winger. I don't want to stunt the development by benching him, so I really don't know what to do there. I think for now, Messi's regen will have to compete for game time and come off the bench in most of our Serie A games. However, I thought this was really interesting. Daniel Maldini, son of a club legend, I've decided to move him on. He's just not got the quality his dad does, but he's going to Watford. But I thought this was really cool. The transfer saga with Leon Goretzka last season, the big bids that came in. You know, we had Atletico Madrid, we had Barcelona, we had Liverpool as well. But in the end, we kept him here for the year. He helped us win the Europa League. He helped us get back in the top four. He helped provide stability. But let's be honest here, we was never settled in this area. He wanted to return home, and that's exactly what's happening. Leon Goretzka is going back to Bayern Munich for 65 million. He's 32 years old now, and whilst 88 overall, he will show signs of decline this year. In the final year of his contract, I think I made the right call. Keeping him here last season as the mentor for our young midfielders, but then selling him this season. Yeah, I think I made the right decision there, and I couldn't have picked a better destination for him to go to. Back home to Bayern Munich, I think that's a really cool field, don't you? So still following that, as you can see, we had around £90 million back in our budget after the signing of Tapsoba, but the sale of Goretzka, and I wanted a new midfielder to replace the veteran German. Unfortunately, David Moyes is in love with his young Italian midfielder, Nicolo Rovella. I really want him. 87 overall, moved on to London, but we tried to negotiate with Moyes 3 times now for Rovella. Every time we've done so, he's asked for an astronomical amount of money, which we can't afford, so it seems like he's going to stay there at the London Stadium. However, for Ricky, who's moved on to Levante in the game, the former Empoli midfielder, we'd agree a much more realistic transfer. 57.5 mil for the now 83 rated 25-year-old in the prime of his career. What I really like about this guy is he's on quite a low wage, only 40 grand a week, which in today's footballing world is not a lot at all. But on a 5-year deal, Ricky comes back to his native Italy. And whilst he's not the one I wanted in Rovella, he is still a really decent player. He's like a jack of all trades type of player. You know, going forward, he can offer something, but I think particularly defensively, and as a deep line playmaker with the passing ability he's got as well. I think he's probably more suited to that role, just sitting back, conserving energy, not looking to go forward too many times, whilst he's got the dribbling stats to do that and the finishing as well. I think personally, sitting alongside whoever it will be, either Yuri Tielemans or Sandro Tonali or Maya, I think that would be a really good, suitable role for him. So Ricky comes in to replace Goretzka, not the one I wanted, but at 25 years old, he's still got plenty more room to grow. Still falling out a big bid for Kabak from Barcelona. He might now become our third choice centre-half, but I'm definitely not selling the Turkish defender. And also Bolde, wanted by Stade Rennais as well. You will see at the start of the episode, I did decide to give him, I think it was a 1 year or a 2 year extension to not lose him on a free transfer. However, if a bid comes in this summer, I'm not against selling him. He only played 4 times last season. We've got an abundance of wingers here, including another one coming in as well. Now, you've just seen Messi's regen sign. Goodness gracious me. This guy's got to be Salah's regen, right? There's regens galore right now. The 16-year-old Egyptian right winger with a left foot, which I absolutely love. 5-star skill moves, 2-star weak foot, high-low work rates, absolutely rapid. We've signed Messi's regen. This has got to be Salah's regen for sure. Looks absolutely incredible. And again, just like Messi's regen, potential to be special. I absolutely love it. I said this is a long-term project here at the San Siro. We wanted some good youth talent. We got them last year with the likes of Timmermans and Castaneda, you know, and now to get Messi and Salah's regens in Season 2 on free transfers. Oh, I'm absolutely loving how the future is looking with AC Milan. Regardless, with Bolde, I just mentioned him a moment ago there. I said if the right deal came in, I wouldn't be against selling him. With Cagliari, we negotiated a £17 million deal, so Bolde is going to go. I didn't mind him, to be fair, but he only played 4 games last season. Just couldn't get him to game time due to the abundance of quality we've got in the winger area right now. And it was the same with Parisi's as well. He's a young Italian, 74 rated, 21 years old. Not bad, but out of contract at the end of the season. And now we've just signed Messi's regen, and now we just signed Salah's regen. Let's be honest here, these guys they're not going to get a game all game long, so it's better to sell them and get a little bit of money, around 20 million combined for the pair. Still, another bid for Kabak. Now, Pep Guardiola wanted to take him to the Etihad Stadium, but again, I just didn't want to do that. And forget some Fernandes as well. I'm still keeping faith with the transition from CM to RB. I said this season, as Parisi's goes to PSV here, I might possibly abandon the experiment and just look for an out-and-out right-back who's already starting as a right-back. But I thought Fernandes last year was pretty decent learning a new position, so I'm going to keep faith with that transition there from CM to RB and keep him here. But I don't know whose regen this guy is. I mean, you guys got to tell me in the comment section down below. Whose regen is this? Our final piece of business today in the first episode of the new season. Another new signing coming to the San Siro. We got Messi's regen. We got Salah's regen. But who on earth is this? Matisse, 17-year-old Belgian left winger. Guys, I know we've got Messi and Salah's regen, but who is that? If you know, let me know in the comment section down below. I'm clueless. But that will end today's episode and the first of the new season, guys. Massive thank you for watching. Really hope you have enjoyed. If you had, please drop a like. Much love to you all. Have a fantastic day, and I'll see you for next episode of Career Mode with 1 month to go, still in the transfer window, and Super Cups against Inter and PSG as well. Very soon.